The Raider Outboards 40 horsepower is a multi-fueled, air-droppable, submersible, lightweight, two-cycle engine developed to meet the needs of the modern warfighter operating within the highly demanding dynamic maritime environment. This video is intended as a basic overview of the capabilities and operation of the Raider Outboards 40 horsepower. Please refer to the owner's manual for detailed operation instructions. Gasoline is the primary and preferred fuel for use in the Raider Outboards 40 horsepower. However, various types of heavy fuel may be used in conjunction with Raider Heavy Fuel Enhancer. Please refer to the owner's manual for further instruction on heavy fuel use. The Raider 40 horsepower is capable of being dropped from both fixed-wing and rotary aircraft, with available battery cutoff to preserve starter battery life in drop packages for over 180 days. The motor is fully submersible in salt water to depths greater than 65 feet for periods exceeding 24 hours. Before placing the Raider Outboards 40 horsepower into service, the motor must be broken in according to the break-in procedure found in the owner's manual. Operating the motor without break-in can significantly shorten the service life of the motor. The only lubrication for the Raider Outboards 40 horsepower is through oil added to the fuel. Prior to use, fuel must be mixed with a certified two-cycle motor oil at a 50-to-1 ratio of fuel to oil. During break-in, a fuel-oil ratio of 25-to-1 must be used. To mount the motor to your craft, begin by positioning the motor at the center of the transom. Lower the motor onto the transom and secure it to the craft using the stern bracket clamp screws. Attach the stern bracket safety cable to prevent loss of motor if clamp screws become loose. After 15 minutes of operation, retighten the clamp screws. To start the Raider Outboards 40 horsepower, begin by connecting the fuel connector to the engine. Feed fuel to the carburetor by squeezing the primer bulb until firm. Ensure that the engine stop switch lock plate is in place and that the lanyard is securely attached to the operator. Ensure that the dewatering lever is fully forward and locked into position. Set the gear shifter to neutral. Pump the engine primer until firm. Turn the throttle control so that the indicator line meets the start mark. Slowly pull the recoil starter T-handle until resistance is met. Then give a sharp tug to start the engine. Turn the throttle control to the idle position once the engine has started. Confirm that cooling water is being discharged from all check ports. Allow the motor to run at idle for approximately 3 minutes prior to placing under load. Please refer to the owner's manual for additional starting instructions, including electric start instructions. Prior to submersion, the pre-operations checks found in the owner's manual must be performed. To return the motor to operation after submersion, follow the dewatering procedure listed on the engine cowling and in the owner's manual. Begin by securing the motor in the run position. Remove the engine stop switch lock plate and place the gear shift lever in neutral. Open the dewatering valve by sliding the dewatering lever towards the back of the motor. Slowly pull the recoil starter 10 times until water is cleared from the cylinders. Ensure that the fuel line is connected and squeeze the primer bulb 5 to 10 times. Push and hold the electric starter button for 4 seconds. Push the dewatering lever back to the closed position. Squeeze the primer bulb until firm. Pump the engine primer 5 times. Turn the throttle control half an inch past normal start position. Reinsert the engine stop switch lock plate. Start the engine using the recoil starter. If the engine does not start, pump the engine primer 3 more times. If the engine still does not start, repeat the dewatering procedure. After submersion, post-operation checks are critical in reducing the adverse effects of saltwater exposure on the motor. Follow the post-operation checks listed in the owner's manual and ensure that the motor is thoroughly rinsed with fresh water and run for a minimum of 30 minutes after submersion. For further information regarding the Raider Outboards 40 horsepower, please refer to the owner's manual, which is available for download at raideroutboards.com. Raider Outboards technical support can be reached by email at techsupport@raideroutboards.com or by telephone at 321-567-2306.